Hi, coloring friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be trying something a little different in the month of September. We'll see how far I am able to take it. But I was thinking about August and how things went, both July and August. I had some busy months and we got a puppy and it's been harder to film and I've been frustrated with the amount of things I've been able to put out. So I thought I'm gonna give a shot whenever I sit down and I'm coloring. Usually the puppy is down for the night or napping or um, accounted for anyway, so I'm safe to go wherever to color. So I'm gonna try to come into my office and sit and actually film whatever I'm working on for the day. So that way, my hope is that I can get um, more actual coloring out because that's kind of why I wanted to start the channel in the first place. It's fun to talk about the books and um, all of that, but I really enjoy watching people color, and I like being able to put out what I'm working on as well and just share that. So that's the plan. I'm gonna sit and today I have this 100 Mandalas by Jade Summer, and I just kind of randomly started at this fish mandala, I guess, here, and I'm kind of using. I think I'm gonna probably just end up sticking to gel pen and marker for this one. Um, Now let me go ahead and I'm just going to move in closer and start coloring while I talk a little bit. Now, as I started saying, these may be, they're probably going to look like basically whatever the mood is striking me to be, uh, and potentially how much time and how long and, um, what kind of noise I got going on in my house is going to depend on the day and what type of video you see here. Um, so some days it may be more of a color and chat type thing, and um, other days I may just speed up and put music and potentially not talk at all. So I'm just kind of going to let the mood strike me as it will and go with the flow. Um, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do the most with my channel. Um, like I said, I felt kind of frustrated the last 2 months. It's been really, really hard to get in my office and film. The office is it's a little better now, but still not perfectly puppy proofed. Um, and I mean, he will like open I I do have the closet doors rubber banded together now, but because I learned my lesson, but he will like nose through it, and I've got things of yarn and fabric in there, and he just digs for whatever he can get, and then yeah, then there's no hope for whatever he's got. um, and I've tried kind of keeping toys and um, yeah, I mean, he's a puppy, so when there's a chance to explore something new and different and fun, he's gonna go for it. So it's limited the amount of time that I can be in here, and I don't want to, when I'm home and I'm able to spend time with him and, you know, play with him and let him be stimulated a little bit and work on training stuff and all of that. I want to take the time to do that because, unfortunately, when we're all at work and school, he has to be in a kennel. So it's only fair that when I'm off and at home, he gets that time. Um, but like I said, usually when I color is in the evening, and like right now he's had his playtime, and well, I was home all day with him today, so it's a little different, but he's worn out. He is asleep on his favorite air conditioning vent in the kitchen right now. So, and I have the door open here so I can hear him when he starts moving, but I don't think he will. Usually this is like he's down for the count now, and I can relax and color a little bit. But I usually do that at the kitchen counter where I can watch him, and I figure I can hear him when he gets up. The office is the first door past the kitchen, so if I leave the door open, I can hear him, and he's just sleeping anyway, so it's no harm to come in the office and color. And so we're going to give it a try. I mean, my vision of it is that I'm going to get to show working through a lot of the pages that I selected with my game at the beginning of the month. And if you're interested, then you'll get to see those being completed. That I can color with different mediums and different styles, and just kind of get to showcase that throughout the month. So we'll see. Like I said, today I had the day off, so I'm feeling nice and ambitious, and I had actually a 3-day weekend, which is a big deal for me. And so I work in retail, if um, you didn't hear that from another video. So yeah, 3-day weekend, big deal for me. Um, so I'm feeling good right now. I've got all the plans right now, but um, we'll see a week in how things are looking. But hopefully it'll be a fun way to share the coloring month, and I am not totally thrilled with the coverage of these gel pens. Ugh. Maybe it'll dry a little more solid that they did down here. I don't know. All right, well, we will keep going, and let's see what happens. Let me, oh, I've done it to myself again. So I always go left to right, and I'm a lefty. So as soon as I go to do the right hand side, I'm gonna smudge my hand, which I actually did earlier already. So I am going to let that really dry and move on to another section here. I just have a little plastic container of all my, well, not all of my, but some of my gel pens here. And I'd really like to do, I don't know if it'd be nice if I had a sparkly orange. That's what I'd really like. Okay, so no sparkly orange. I think I just have this metallic orange, which I'm going to just do a little tester on my page behind here and see if that's going to work. Yeah, all right, we're going to go for it. We will give it a go. Let's see, I've gotten smudges down there too. Goodness, such a mess. Yep, I think that'll work okay. Not bad. I would have rather the sparkle orange, but that was not an option. I may end up having to go back over these with another coat of that blue, because maybe that's what I did down here too. I can't even remember now. Because it's a little patchy looking up there, and I don't like that. And I should have mentioned too, I will likely, when it comes to things like this where it's something repeating, um, I mean, a lot of coloring pages have that where whether it's a certain kind of flower or the greenery on the page or a large area of fur you're coloring, I'll probably go slower for the first bit of it and then kind of speed through or jump forward to finishing that component because I don't need to be putting out 3-hour videos every day. So, and I don't think anybody really wants to stick around and watch all of that. So that is probably what I'll do. So you'll probably see me time warp to having all the orange bits of this done in just a moment then. Okay, back to this light blue here. I have a couple more swirls to finish up, and then it's going to be filling in the background, I think. That's all that's left. I worked on a lot of this earlier. I actually started it yesterday evening, so that was before my big epiphany about the filming what I'm doing. Then I need to choose a color, and I'm going to use alcohol marker to do that back, all the background area there. Let me grab those real quick. Okay, I pulled two options here. These are the Tau Tree skinny markers that I have. I want the blue to be dark, but not too dark. So I'm going to do a little tester again on my bumper page here. Maybe it might be a little too blue-gray for what I want. Let's see what this one looks like. I think that's my winner. Okay. So I'm gonna start over here. That way I give everything over this way plenty of time to dry and I'm not dragging my hand over it. I'm always a little worried about using my blues because I feel like in the alcohol markers, because I think they're probably the one that gets used the most. And I hate to start a background with a blue and then have it dry up halfway through. I've had that happen before. And then even when you rejuice it up with alcohol, rubbing alcohol, just doesn't have the same tone as the original. So, but this one seems plenty juicy. This is probably my newest, it is definitely my newest set of alcohol markers, although I've had them for almost a year now, so go Tao Tree. Figure maybe I'll chat a little bit more while I'm doing this, and then if I still have stuff left to color, I'll speed it up to the end. So obviously we've been puppy training, and big sigh. He's doing pretty well. We are not, he is, just over 4 months now. May 1st, June, July, August, September. Yeah, so he just turned officially 4 months old. We're pretty close with potty training, but not quite there yet. He does go to the door. Sometimes it's like, I think he's just tanked up so much on water that by the time he gets to the door, he's like ready to go. And he will, sometimes he'll just go. And it seems to be worse in the evening. I feel like we start out really good and then it kind of goes downhill. But for the most part, he is going to the door, and like today, he even either squeaked or yipped a little bit at the door. So, which is especially nice because he doesn't wait very long. So if you don't have any notification, and you're not looking at him, you can miss it, which is the frustrating part. But at least the kitchen is a wipeable floor. And knock on wood, he does not have accidents in his kennel at all. So, and he's had not super long periods of time, but a couple hours where he's had to hold it, and he does. So that is really good. He sleeps till, I usually take him out for the last time around 11:30, and he will sleep till 5 most days. One day last week, woke up at 4:30 in the morning and wanted to go out, and I was like, no, this is not earlier, later. We're going the wrong direction. I want to sleep that extra half hour. Yeah, so, and then on top of that, my kids started school again, so they're getting up starting at 6:15 and getting ready to go and everything, so it's like, ooh, I've been tired. It's been very busy. Good busy, but busy. And then I've been working more too because we're quite short-staffed right now, and so there's that thrown into the mix as well. And then he gets along well with the other two dogs, loves to play with them. They don't always love to play with him, but he listens when they're like, No, I'm not having this right now." So that's good. Um, the only thing we're having a little trouble with now is I feel like we're starting to see a little bit, well, we are seeing a bit of food aggression where and I think it's mostly because he's worried about the other two dogs getting his food. Um, but he gets really snappy and growly and nasty, and um, then I don't want anybody approaching him when he's like that. So I read up a little bit this evening on what kind of training things we need to do to get that resolved. So I think I've got a little bit of a plan at least. I clicked on this one page and it started talking all about, oh, your dog's got food aggression. It's a very common problem, blah, blah, blah. These are the signs, and which, duh, like, I know the signs. I'm seeing them. That's why I'm here. But then I keep reading, and it's like, before you go any further, you want to check out this something training your dog quick and easy program or something. And I'm like, okay, and then it goes on like paragraphs on and on about, oh, you should figure out the cause of your dog's food aggression. And I'm like, it doesn't want the other dogs to take it, it's protecting it. Which I get, like, some dogs have it, I guess, because they're anxious just in general, or maybe they came from an abusive situation and they're not trusting of the adults. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I know it's because he's worried that the other two dogs are going to take his food. Um, and then I'm reading and reading, and it's like kind of like keeps leading up to, oh, and then we'll talk about what you can do, and we'll talk about what you can do, and I mean, super long, all these paragraphs, and I'm like, none of this is actually telling me anything. I get over halfway through and I'm like, this is not telling me anything. And then it ends at the very end with like the same exact picture of, go click on this to get this. You really need to go click on this to get this dog training program. And I'm like, this was just a big ad for this stupid thing. But they set it up like you were going to get at least some kind of information on how to help your dog with the food aggression. Oh, it's frustrating. Like, I don't have time for this stuff. I need. So then I found the next link down in Google was to the ASPCA, and they had some decent, helpful information on the training. So I went there, and we've got some stuff to work on, so that's good. So I will have to. I don't necessarily want the kids messing around at all with the food while he's uh, showing any kind of aggression, but I need to keep them in the loop so they know what we're doing, um, and what not to do, really. So we'll get the whole family filled in on the plan tomorrow, and hopefully be on our way to a nicer puppy. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and speed through the rest of this, and I'll catch up with you at the end. Okay, come out just a little bit so we can see the whole picture done. Yeah, so definitely not my biggest masterpiece in the world, but it was a nice way to spend an evening, and I always love a sparkle of a gel pen, so I am going to go ahead and date the bottom. That's what I usually do with my pages. It is the 4th. And that will be it for me for this evening. So thank you so much for joining me if you stuck around to the end. I'm not sure how this is going to go, how the video is going to turn out, how this plan is going to turn out, but we'll see. So thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.